Word, son. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Jay DiVine. What it do, everybody on the other platforms you're listening to this on? It's your boy Jay DiVine, Just DiVine, Jay DiVine, Just. It don't matter. I answer either or. Today's date is Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. Um, if you're watching this on YouTube, or you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you sit back, chill, take a pee break, pause the video, get you some popcorn, because you know how I do. Everywhere else, man, feel free to echo the same sentiments, do the same thing. If you got to, pause the podcast, get you some popcorn, because you know how I do, man. But we got a few things to unpack, man. Don't really have a lot of topics on hand here, but we just gonna talk about them, man, and however long it takes for us to get through them, we're gonna do it. If I think of some stuff to add on, then I'll add it on a little later on. But yeah, first things first, man. I mean, well, let's go and get into it. But first things first, I need to send my condolences to the Sampson family. 14-year-old. Forgive me for butchering his name because I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. But Tyree Sampson. I'm just gonna call him Mr. Sampson. Mr. Sampson, young man, 14 years old. His life was tragically cut short due to negligent actions of a Orlando, Florida ride. I don't really know the name of the ride nor the amusement park, but his life was cut short, and I've seen the video. Not gonna lie, the video was tough to watch. His life was cut short due to negligent actions of the employees that worked there. And the harness that most of the time is supposed to be, locked on, and they're supposed to check before they start the ride. All of it wasn't checked properly, or they were supposed to, and his harness wasn't locked. So it came undone as he was on the ride. Think of it like the Superman, but just a little bit miniature, kind of, sort of. Well, it was still a big ride, but that's the style of the ride it was. It's like the Superman, you go up and down, and that's basically what he did. From the video that I wish I did not see, while the rod was coming back down, because you know how it goes up and it comes flying down, and it comes down to like a halt, you know what I'm saying, kind of, sort of. When it was coming back down, the video shows him flying out of his seat, and he landed on the platform. Like I said, it was nothing like super graphic or blood and stuff and nothing like that. I don't really want to get too deep into it. Forgive me if it's triggering anybody, but yeah, you see it all happen in the video, and he unfortunately didn't make it. They rushed him to the hospital to try to resuscitate him and revive him, but unfortunately he didn't make it. He succumbed to his injuries, and like I said, my prayers and thoughts go out to the Sampson family, and I really hope that a lot of other music parks take this as a very detailed learning experience, or a teachable moment, if you will, because it's your job to make sure that everybody is safe. It doesn't matter whether you're having a bad day, whether you're not feeling good. If you're not feeling good, stay your ass at home. If you're tired or whatever the case is, don't bring your ass to work. Like, these people count on you to have a good time. You know what I mean? When these music parks hire you, like let's say Six Flags and stuff like that, you take damn near an oath to make sure that when you're managing these rides, you're making sure that these people are safe and they have the time of their lives. You know what I mean? That means that when you're going in there to these roller coasters and stuff like that, you make sure that their harnesses are set. You know what I mean? If they don't fit the certain height requirements, or they don't fit the requirements, then I'm sorry, you're going to enforce those rules and, keep it pushing. But other than that, man, if you're going to make sure that these people are having a good time, you have to make sure that these rides are safe. You know what I mean? There's no excuses for it. You know what I mean? But like I said, rest in peace to Tyree Sampson, Mr. Sampson, 14-year-old young black man. Just it was way too soon for him. And I think it was a report that I think it was a coach, because he played football. I think it was a coach that was saying that he was really he's really excited to go out on a vacation, and he was really excited to to go to the music park and leave the state for a little bit, and really enjoy himself. And rest in peace to Mr. Sampson. Prayers and thoughts go out to their families. That's kind of tough, man. But all right, man. Let's switch gears here. You know what I mean? So, if you haven't seen it, if you've been on social media, it's hard for you not to see it. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith rocked for a lack for no pun intended, or that wasn't even supposed to be a bar, but he rocked Chris Rock. Like he literally bitch slapped that man. So let's start from the beginning, right? So apparently I don't watch the Oscars. I don't give two shits about the Oscars. I really don't care. You know what I mean? Like I honestly, God, I really don't even care about the Oscars. To be honest with you, I don't watch it. I don't follow it. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. So in the Oscars, most of the time they will always crack jokes, and when they're cracking jokes all the time, most of the time they will always they always have like people writing their jokes or whatever. So it's pointing to the celebrities or the people that's out there in the front row seats or whoever's supposed to be out there, right? So they're they have like a little writing team and stuff like that going on, whatever, right? So Chris Rock happened to be telling this joke or whatever. So unbeknownst to everybody else, which I swear to God I didn't even know this, because some people just do it for a regular hairstyle. Who knows? But Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia. Swear to God I didn't even know that. I swear to Jesus, I did not know that. So as a result of that, I don't think that they knew that or anybody for fact that matter knew that. I promise you, I didn't even know that, right? So anyway, so apparently Chris Rock said something along the line, he's going down the line cracking on people, right? So he said something to Jada Pinkett, and he said, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait for it. And which I didn't really look at the backstory behind that joke or the G.I. Jane joke, but G.I. Jane, had a low haircut and stuff like that. So he was getting to the whole idea of, Jada Pinkett with that hairstyle should be in G.I. Jane too, right? So that's what that was. So I seen the video. The camera cuts over to them two or whatever, and Will giggled a little bit or whatever. Jada Pinkett kind of was like, ugh, kind of like that, right? And rolled her eyes at Chris Rock in the joke or whatever. So I see her, I believe, which I might have to go back and look at, so don't hold me to this, but I believe Jada Pinkett cut her eye at Will. So then the camera stuff starts working around or whatever. So I see Will get up and he's walking his way up to Chris Rock. So Chris Rock's like, uh-oh, Will is coming this way. Uh-oh, in classic Chris Rock fashion. So Will comes up there with a right-handed, open-handed haymaker that came from hell, boy. And as you just see him just follow through with a strong and firm smack. Whap back. That's all you see, right? So then, Chris Rock's, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. And like I said, you go back and watch the video because this is going to be up for a little bit. People are going to be talking about it. So Will goes back to sit down, and then Will goes back to sit down. And, at first I thought it was staged, right? So that's when you hear off camera, that's when you hear Will say, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And mind you, this is not scripted, because if it was scripted, they would have bleeped it out. But then he was like, so then he reiterated again, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And he said it louder the second time. So he was like, okay, all right, I will. And then they just kept the show rolling. And then, they kept cutting the camera at Will, and you just see everybody's reaction in the background, right? You just see it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you can watch the video. So we're going to really get into the meat and potatoes of it, pause, if that's worthy. But I was looking at it, and I'm just like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say right time, wrong place. Let me say that now. I know a lot of people say, oh, you would let somebody talk about your wife and she has a condition. No, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But it's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, let's play devil's advocate for a second, right? Had they known that was her condition, would they still have written a joke? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem at that time, if you look at the list of writers, Chris Rock ain't in none of them. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock ain't gonna do nothing but just go in there and analyze it. Like, okay, he's a funny. I could probably work with these and just go up there and execute the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not making any excuses for Chris Rock, so that's where a lot of people are gonna get this kind of misconstrued where I'm approving him saying what he said. No, absolutely not. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, let's play devil's advocate. You don't really know if Chris Rock knew that she had alopecia. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, I don't really think Chris Rock is that kind of guy that's going to. Well, I'll take that back, because I think there was a story, or there was something, because I don't really watch TV a lot. So there was a documentary about Chris Rock saying something. I think it was a documentary called Good Hair, and he was going in depth about, women with good hair and bad hair and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they're already trying to paint Chris Rock as somebody who's insensitive, that don't care about black women, and he's known for cracking on black women. And it's like, social. I'm gonna get into social media in a minute. You know what I mean? But back to the Chris Rock, Will Smith thing. Will wasn't wrong, but that was just a wrong place to do it in. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if he just said, okay. You know what I mean? Like, just sat there, internalized it. Okay, all right. Dang, that shit funny. You know what I mean? If, of course, you go on social media, everybody said, yo, if that was me, I'd have did X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're going to dive into social media in a little bit, but if I were to put myself in Will's shoes, probably how I would have handled it was, okay. Like, we're in a very prestigious, arena right now. It's a very prestigious event. Okay. All right. Yep. Laugh it up. Yep. Go and laugh it up. They cutting cameras to me. I'm just, all right. Then let time go on. Let the war show be over, because I'm not going to forget. Let the war show be over. You know what I mean? I'm going to see Chris Rock. Yo, what's going on? Whack. I'll smack the shit out of him then. You know what I'm saying? Then we would have got it on from right then and there. You know what I mean? But as far as like inside the place where it's a prestigious event, nah, like that's, you know what I mean? Cause it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad on me if I were to go in there, smack the shit out of this person right then and there on stage, on live public television in front of millions of other people and possibly millions plus, because people who watching it at home, you know what I mean? So like I said, it's going to look bad on me. So let me handle this the best way. Let me handle this the best way that I possibly can. You know what I mean? So, another angle to it is like, I've seen some people say this, and I can probably understand this angle too, but ain't it kind of messed up how this pushed Will to that point? You know what I mean? It was one thing to go out in public and say this, that, and the third about Will, and practically embarrassing this man all over the internet, talking about how he wasn't this and he wasn't that. And here's the thing, that might be their dynamic. That might be their dynamic to their relationship. We don't know. We don't know as people. We really don't know how their relationship works. So let's just keep that shit in mind now. We don't really know how their relationships work. You know what I mean? Your relationship is going to be totally different from the next person, and so on and so forth. We don't know that dynamic of that relationship. If that's how they get down, that's how they get down. So, Will might feel a way about it, but that's probably how they work. Who knows? That don't really have nothing to do with us. So we're just outside looking in and just hypothesizing or just assuming exactly how he feels about it or how she feels about it. You know what I mean? That's all we're doing. And at the same time, we're projecting onto them or to other people how we would handle that situation if we was in that predicament. You know what I mean? But that's not us. You know what I'm saying? So however they work through it, that's how they work through it. Who are we to say, that, they should have did it that way, should have did it like this? Who are we to say? If that's how they get through it, that's how they get through it. But back to the whole Jada Pinkett embarrassing Will thing, you know what I mean? Like, you putting that shit out on social media and you embarrassing him, and then it takes that joke to push him over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we don't know their dynamic. You know what I mean? Another angle to it. There was the other angle I had to it. What was this a way to save face? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on stage, smacking Chris Rock, was that a message for everybody else to, like, okay, stop playing with me? You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with her, stop playing with me. Like, you know what I mean? Who was to say that's it? You know what I mean? So, with all that being said, was he right? Yes and no. Yes, because, if somebody's talking about your wife like that and she has a condition, you know what I mean? Okay. And especially, let's just say, let's say he knew about it, but still try to make a joke to try to like lightly skim the surface about it. If you know that she got that, why would you still try to make a joke about it? All right, so I got to give you a little pow. I got to, you know what I mean? Just off the strength that's my lady and you being disrespectful. So I got to check you for that. You know what I mean? So, at the same as that time, no, because you're in the wrong venue for that. Look at Cardi B when she was trying to go at Nicki. I forgot. I think it was at the Met Gala or some shit like that or whatever. Some prestigious fashion show or whatever. And Nicki Minaj happened to be there, and then Cardi B was at the same spot, and Cardi B got wind of that or seen her and was like, "Bitch, come here, yeah, bitch, come here, I'm here now." You know what I mean? You can't do that. You know what I mean? It'll make you look bad. Excuse me. It'll make you look bad. So, you know what I mean? Just like I said, right time, wrong place. You know what I mean? So I understand why he snapped like that. You know what I mean? And you know, I hope that they actually go in and they're able to sit down and talk about it or whatever. And as a matter of fact, Will actually issued an apology, and I got it right here. As a matter of fact, where is it? Here it is. Okay. Will says, and I quote, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes in my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man. Jesus, I can't read. Indicative of the man that I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, and all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world." God, I can't read for shit. I can read. I'm trying to push through this shit. I need to take my time. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. Now, with that apology, everybody's already speculating now. So apparently, some people are trying to say, and what I mean some people, I mean social media, they're trying to say that, you know, oh, he's trying to do this because I think the Oscars were talking about taking him off the reading or some taking him off the Oscars and some other extra shit, right? They were trying to like ban him or something like that. So this is like a scramble to try to, you know, put out a public apology to, you know, to cover his ass and, you know, for him doing what he did. And another thing was you know, trying to, you know, some people saying that was sincere, you know what I mean? And me personally, like, you know, if I think that, I don't know, this might be going off on a limb, but I don't really think Will Smith is that bad of a person. You know what I mean? He never struck me as like a scumbag. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that apology was from a positive place, and it was from a rightful place. His heart was probably in the right place, because he's never been struck as this guy that was, you know, a rude, asshole-ish person. You know what I mean? Hell, even Eminem tried to poke Will Smith a few times. You know what I mean? Poke and prod Will Smith. Pause if that's worthy. But you know, he tried to do that a few times, dissing Will Smith at will, and Will Smith just shrugged it off. It's like, you know, what you dissing me for? I ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, Will Smith has always been struck as a nice guy, but for him to go over the edge like that and do what he did, something had triggered him. You know what I mean? And i.e. the apology. So some people are saying it's genuine. Some people are saying it's just that to cover his ass so he doesn't get taken out of the Oscars and, you know, possible other stuff. And the LAPD also asked Chris Rock if he wanted to press charges, and Chris Rock said no. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of cool, because, you know, I've heard comedians say all the time, you know, as a comedian, it's your job to tell uncomfortable shit. You know what I'm saying? To be uncomfortable is your job. You know what I mean? Like, you got people like Dave Chappelle, right? Dave Chappelle would talk about the LGBTQ community all day long. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, like, when he's telling these jokes, he's not telling them in a distasteful fashion. He's telling you these jokes if you have the capacity and mental capacity to think and look at the joke, and it's like, okay, well, that joke wasn't as bad as it seems. Like, he's telling it to you in a way that'll make you think, and then when you think about it, then it's like, oh, yeah, that okay, yeah, you're right. He that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna make you laugh regardless. So you know, when you're telling these jokes, it's like, it's already uncomfortable already. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of comes with the territory, low key. You know what I mean? But at the same exact time, you know, when we're looking at the whole white versus black thing, you know, this is what white people are looking at black folks when shit like this goes down. You know what I'm saying? So for Will to do what he did to Chris Rock, that ain't doing nothing but just confirming what white folks think of us already. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, you know, right time, wrong place. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, had it been me, which I'm gonna do like everybody else did, had it been me, I'll just wait till everything subsided, let him get his little jokes off and shit. Then once he gets his jokes off, then I'm going to see him at some point during the night. I'm going to see him, you know what I mean? I'm not going to forget. Then I'm going to have a talking to him. Then hell, by that time, I'll probably even calm down. Me, I'm speaking for me. If it was me, okay, I'm going to be like, all right, well, fam, obviously you don't know what's going on. So this is what's going on, right? So, you know, I don't appreciate the joke you made about my wife. So let's get that straight now. Me personally, I'm a talk it out person. If they get physical, then okay, cool. That means all talking is done. But apparently you don't know what's going on. So that G.I. Jane joke, I ain't feeling it. Then I'll go down the line and explain it to him. And then if he still is like, oh, it was just a joke, and I ain't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, okay, you know, then if you start trying to brush it off like, oh, then stop being sensitive, it was just a joke. Okay, then I'm going to need to like just go and give you a little love tap real quick to let you know you still out of line, my nigga. Like, watch your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? So from that point, it'll go up from there. But, you know, like I said, going back to looking at it from a, you know, white people versus black people thing, you know, what if the tables was different? What if would Will have acted like that if it was a white person up there telling a joke, or vice versa? What if it was a what if it was somebody else that was black up there telling that joke and a white dude walked up there and smacked him? You know, it'd be a whole bunch of pandemonium right about now. You know what I mean? That'd probably be the hottest thing talked about on social media. There's so many different dynamics that you can flip around and stick here and stick there to change the dynamic of the situation. There's so many things that you can do. You know what I mean? That'll make your head spin. You know what I mean? But I'm not the one to always try to flip the narrative. I'm gonna try to just lay it on down the line and just give where I stand on it. Try to be at least a voice of reasoning. But Chris Rock also said that he was not going to press charges. LAPD asked him, do you want to press charges? And he told him no. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure Chris Rock understands, like, you know, when you go that far with the joke, you're bound to step into that boundary. You're in the danger zone at that point. So anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, could it have been handled better? Absolutely. That definitely could have been handled a lot better. You know what I mean? But Will being the heat of the moment, that happened just push him over the edge. You know what I mean? But some people saying it's fake. I don't think it's fake. You know what I mean? Because if it was fake and it was staged, you know, when after he smacked him, whether that was staged or not, what happened after that, if it wasn't staged, they would have bleeped that part out. They would have bleeped it out and everything. But apparently that was literally unscripted and unstaged. It had to not have been staged. You know what I'm saying? For him to react that way, it couldn't have. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what's going on, man. Like I said, Will issued an apology. Will Smith has always seemed like a nice dude to me, so it's got to be from a genuine place. Who else? Chris Rock said he wasn't going to press charges. Other than that, I don't give two shits about the Oscars. I don't really care about what else is going on. Then on top of that, later that night, he also got he got his first Oscar that night too. So he smacked Chris Rock, turned around and get an Oscar that same night. Ain't that crazy? You know what I mean? Then he had a tearful, heartfelt speech about what was going on, and I didn't really care about the speech. I was just looking at what happened at that time. But as far as like all that going on, you know, let's switch the dynamic for a second, right? So let's say if he was wrong, if we was in the street, you know what I'm saying? If we in the street, anything go. You know what I mean? You had, like, say for example, like you might be coming down the street or whatever, and you see my wife, she has a condition where she's been insecure about. She has not want to come out of the house, no nothing, you know what I mean? But I finally get her the courage to come on out the house and, you know, love herself or whatever, and I'm working her through it, right? You know what I'm saying? So some asshole decides to come down the street and he says, oh, hey, cue ball, how's the day? How's the wind up there? You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, like, you fucking for real? Like, yo, like, Ched's condition, fuck wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, get some Rogaine or something. You'll be fine. Okay, then I gotta fuck you up. Like, at that point, it's more than a smack. Like, I literally have to stomp a mud hole in you for you to understand, like, you are wrong. You know what I mean? And it's gonna take all of the police departments to get me off your ass. Like, 'cause I want you to understand, like, you wrong. Like, you dead wrong for saying what you said. You know what I mean? But in that time, you be in the right 100%. You know what I mean? So you know, like I said, man, you know, right time, wrong place. I understand what Will did. I understand it, and I completely understand. But is it right? No. You know what I mean? You can handle that a lot differently, a lot, totally differently. And then we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna talk about social media. I see so many people on social media just so many people just going on social media and just projecting what they felt would have been right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? But you're not them and they aren't you. You know what I'm saying? You're not a multi-million-dollar celebrity. You're not, all the women, y'all ain't no Jada Pinkett. You know what I'm saying? And please don't start with that bullshit about, because just a few years ago, y'all was clowning Will for letting August Alsina get all up in his wife, and then now all of a sudden Will is, I want me a man like Will. Like, shut up. Like, y'all get on my nerves so bad with that shit. Y'all get on my nerve. I can't stand you motherfuckers on social media where y'all live vicariously through these people. I can't stand that shit. Y'all love living in this world where if it doesn't align with your ideas, or if a man does not apply to anything that you post on social media, he's not for you. He's everything but real. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all annoy me with that shit. So then, so I'm seeing the fella saying that, oh yeah, no, he was right. He was 100% right. I'd have decked the shit out of Chris Rock too. But it's like, fam, like you don't know the dynamics. Like, you don't really know the setting you're in. You know what I'm saying? You just think that it's street 100% of the time. It's like, nah, fam, you gotta conduct yourself a certain way when you're in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't go to church, right? You wouldn't go to church and the pastor preaching, right? You wouldn't go up there and say, yeah, fuck the devil. You wouldn't do that in church, would you? No, because there's a certain way that you project yourself. You stand there, you sit there, have some good sense, be decent, you know what I mean? Clap if you need to, you know what I'm saying? Or sit there, listen to the word. You know what I mean? He said some good, nod your head, yeah, there you go, Pastor, right? Go on. You know what I mean? That's what you do. You know what I mean? But, when there's a certain time and place for everything, you act accordingly. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, speaking for me, if I was in that position, I would have waited till after everything was all said and done. I would saw Chris Rock and you thought shit was sweet. Then I'll sit down and talk to him like, yo, like, let me holler at you for a second, pull him off to the side. And then, tell him what's going on. Like, yo, I didn't really think that joke was fly that you said because my wife is dealing with such and such. And that joke was really out of line. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then we would have had a nice little sit down and talk about it or whatever. Whatever his reaction to me telling him whatever my wife was dealing with at that time, that's how I would go about it. Now, if he's like, yo, are you for real? Oh my God, yo, I am so sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Then we would just go from there. It's like, yeah, like I've tried, it's been hard to try to, we have a real man-to-man conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people to understand, like the people who say, oh, I was stuck the shit out of Chris then. Like, we are men. Like, we are grown ass men. Like, we have to handle the shit like men. You know what I mean? Ain't no real man gonna just say, all right, let me punch this nigga off the strength of my wife. Like, nah, like, yo, sit down and talk to the man about what he said was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go at it from there. Like I said, now, if you talk to him like a man, he's still acting like an asshole, okay, then you need to go in here and check him. But other than that, bro, like, we're grown men talking out like men. Like, snuffing somebody just because it's kid shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? But like I said, that's me. Everybody got their way of handling shit. But I see a lot of people on social media saying, yeah, I would do the same shit Will did. I would have decked him in this shit too. You know what I mean? All kinds of stuff. And I see other women saying, oh, he was right. You know what I'm saying? That about time a black man stepped up for a black woman. I'm just like, yo, shut the fuck up, please. That narrative is so old and annoying to me. And do not get me wrong. I understand that there's some validity to that, and I'm not knocking that. But y'all have got to go outside for once in your miserable lives. Go outside, please. Go outside, man. I promise you, you will see more black men standing up for black women or taking care of a black woman at that, more than what you would see on social media. It's such a delusional place to be in. One might say that you don't see black men standing up for a black woman on social media. Another one can say, no, black men are standing up for women on black men are standing up for black women. It's so night and day, and it gets on my nerves every time I see that shit. I'm just like, yo, go the fuck outside for once. Either you're single and you're miserable and you think all men are shit, or either you're that closed in a box and you live underneath a rock that you mean to tell me that black men ain't taking care of black women or ain't standing up for black women. You mean to tell me you don't see that in your real life day, in your day in real life? So you mean to tell me all you do is go on social media and just look at shit that say, yeah, black man ain't shit, because that's exactly what a black man would do. Not even sticking up for a black woman. It's so fucking annoying. I can't stand that shit. That shit annoys me, man. Like, no joke. Like, that is like that one girl said on, that one lady I said I don't talk to anymore. That does her that does her broadcast or whatever. I quit talking to her because that's what everything boiled down to when it came down to a black man saying something about a black woman. It was never open dialogue. Every fucking time it was always something about what a black man wasn't doing for a black woman. If it was a black woman trying to protect a black man, then the conversation was totally different. You know what I'm saying? We need more men to protect black women. Why is it always a black woman's job to protect a black man? I mean, it's just like, fuck. I mean, with this crabs and barrel mentality, bro? Like, you mean to tell me that we can't help each other? We can't build? So this is basically like you're building and destroying. This crabs in a bucket mentality. It's like, come on, man. Like, we as black people got to come together. Y'all be the same ones talking about black people need to come together, but then the same ones be saying that shit be like, oh, black men need to protect black women. Black women are the most so-and-so and so-and-so. It's like, okay, cool. There's validity to that. But it's, I thought we were supposed to be protecting each other. Protecting each other. Each other means one protecting the other or the other protecting one. That's what it's supposed to be. But then we start digging deep into that. Black people need to protect each other. Then it's, no, black men need to protect black women. So fuck, who gonna protect us then? I mean, shit, we just as vulnerable as the next person. We just as vulnerable. But no, we gotta be this rock. Bro, I hope you know eventually that a rock eventually will erode. You do know that, right? Sometimes we need a little bit of buffing. We need a little bit of shine. We need something to revive us. We need that. That's where the women come in. They're the ones that take care of us. They're the ones that there's the ones that weren't under the weather. They're the ones that nurse us back to health. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the ones that take care of us when we need it the most. Ain't no other black man gonna come do that. I mean, they could, but that's what a woman is for. We need that love, that affection, that tenderness. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, unless you're a I'm saying homosexual, but unless you're gay, I don't know why homosexual sounds worse than just saying gay. But, you know, if you're gay, you know, another man cannot do that for you. Unless you want to talk about your dad or something like that. But other than that, a woman, an actual woman, is the only species that can really give that love and affection and tenderness that a man needs. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But we're talking about, you know, male and female, you know, we're not talking other dynamic. But the point I'm trying to make is all this shit about black men need to protect black women, it should go both ways, bro. It should go both ways. Stop living in this world where you think that a man gotta be tough. Like, bro, shit is different now. You know what I mean? Not all the time a man can be tough. We have vulnerable moments too. Now, like, we in tears and shit like that, but you do realize that all that bottled up shit that we internalize and keep it going, you know, eventually that shit will eventually eat away at us. Then y'all swear up and down trying to figure out why we're not so open with our feelings and why we're not so open with our emotions. Because y'all shit on us when we do. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, all this talk about standing up for, you know, black men standing up for black women, there's plenty of that shit out there. Just go outside. Literally just go outside. Go to the grocery store, for God's sake, and just watch. Just watch. You see all the if you're in a predominantly black area, let's just say that, right? Just go. Just literally watch all the black people that you see, whether they're man and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, just watch them. Just watch. That's all you got to do. Just go outside and go watch. Stop going on social media thinking that what they say on social media isn't true. Yep, I step outside, I see it all the time. No, the fuck you don't. No, the fuck you don't. So stop lying. Like, go outside for once with your miserable asses, man. Please. Just go outside. It's not that hard. Just go outside. Just watch. That's all you got to do. Like, that's why, like, I can only intake social media like in doses, like in small doses. I can only take social media in small doses because it gets to a point where somebody will post something, right? And then when I post it, it's such a wild take. Like, oh, when they'll say something about black women need to also help black men, right? Throw that shit out there, right? Just throw a dart and go from there. That's when you have an onslaught of fucking comments saying, no, black men need to be so-and-so to black women because who gonna protect us? You have like just these fucking like these radical feminists, because that's what it's turning into damn near almost. Like you have these radical ass feminists that say, no, a black man need to be this for a black woman because X, Y, and Z about a black woman. It's like, yo, like, okay, I get your point. But it's like, who's gonna do the same for us? You mean ain't no other? If we keeping it all under one race, who's gonna do that for us? We all we got. Black men and black women, we all we got. So stop with all this bullshit about, oh, black men need to protect black women. We do. Stop looking on social media all fucking day long. I know I'm probably repeating myself, but I'm just so tired of that fucking narrative. I'm tired of that shit. You know, people might hear this and say, so you don't think that happens for real? Oh, I'm sure it happens. But it doesn't happen as much as social media is making you think that. You know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make is it's like, stop believing everything social media is telling you. Do your own fucking research. Go outside. Like, go touch some grass. Just look, like I said, if you want to say nothing else from this segment I'm telling you right now, just go outside. Put the phone down. Don't take the phone with you. Just leave the phone where you at. Go outside. Go to the store. Go out somewhere where it's gonna be a lot of people, right? And just look. Like I say grocery store, go to Kroger's, Target, wherever the hell you go, right? Just go. Just literally go in there, roam around for a little bit, and just watch all the black couples around you. You know what I mean? Just watch the male and the female, black man, black woman. Just watch them. You know what I'm saying? It's there. You know what I'm saying? You might not see it. You know what I mean? Because they got time in. But trust and believe that if somebody stepped up and had a problem with your woman right there or set some out of line, best believe the man gonna step up. Best believe that. You know what I mean? Like we still have OGs out here that really step up like that. And we got some young black men that feel the same way about their woman. That's just what it is. They're gonna step for their woman. You know what I mean? So quit letting social media make y'all think that shit ain't real. Cause it is. I mean, it isn't. I'm sorry, excuse me. I misspoke. But you know, don't like I said, don't let social media make y'all think that protecting black. That's what I meant to say. Protecting black men or black women ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, I'm mixing my words to that. But like I said, the point I'm trying to make is I'm not retaking this. I'm doing all shit in one take. You know what I mean? Slips and all. But like I said, it's just go outside, bro. It's just literally watch the people around you. That's all you got to do. It's there. Like, social media is not as true as you trying to make it to be. Quit living vicariously through these people. Just go touch some grass, man. That's all you got to do. But no, I'll probably get canceled. I don't give a fuck about cancel culture. I don't care. Cancel culture is the stupidest shit in the world. You know, literally, I see people literally just perusing on the internet, find some shit to be fucking pissed off about for the time being until they log out of the app again. And then when they log back in, they're all mad all over again. And then fuck cancel culture. I don't care about cancel culture at all. Cancel culture can eat a dick. I do not care about cancel culture. Like, it's so stupid to me because it's like, cancel culture is just a bunch of people collectively coming together with the same ideals and ideologies about whatever topic is at hand that they're so frustrated about. And we're going to go in and we're going to go down a rabbit hole about what you did and how you did it, regardless of how long ago it was. And we're going to take you down. We don't give a damn what it takes. We're going to do it. Whether that means taking food off your plate, taking food out your baby mouth, out your mama mouth, whatever the case is. Whatever the case is, we're going to do that. We want you to feel that pain that we felt whenever you said what you said 10 years ago. That's practically what cancel culture is. I fucking hate it. I cannot stand it. It's almost like people have like this privilege and this entitled attitude that you have to respect their being. You don't have to, bro. Like, especially like as somebody who's like a comedian, like you don't have to do that. You don't have to. It's nice. Hopefully you will oblige, but you don't really have to. But that's why if you're talented enough and you're smart enough, you can tell a joke in a way where it brushes the surface, but it's not too deep for you to it's not too deep and it's lighthearted enough to still get the joke off. You know what I mean? It's like an educating joke. It almost, you know what I mean? But You know what I mean? But like I said, I hate cancel culture. I really do, man. Like social media really just gets me to the point where like I cannot stand that there are people really like this in the world. You know what I mean? You have people that are really like radical to the point where it's like, if you're a black man and you don't protect me, or if you don't do things that protect me because of what I see on social media and what they say a black man should do, if you don't do these things, you're not the right man for me. I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Are you for real? Like, are you dead ass serious? You cannot be for real. You mean to tell me that I have to do all these things that social media says a black man should do, regardless of how radical it sounds? I have to do all these things in order for you to consent, or in order for you to accept me as somebody to be with? Are you serious? What day and age do we live in here? Like shit like that really boggles my mind, because I'm just like, people really out here thinking like this. You know what I mean? It's like I said, social media is just a small world that you can let encapsulate you, if that's a word, into thinking that this is what the world is, and it's not it. I told y'all back in a few episodes back before, can't believe we're on episode 12 now, but a few episodes back, I remember telling y'all, like, when I finally got away from dating apps for good, I said that somewhere along the lines, I'm probably paraphrasing, that social media has made my world, has encapsulated my world to the point where it made me feel like this was it. You know, dating apps in general, like dating apps really made me feel like women are like this. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody's like that, especially somebody like me who don't like to generalize. You know, seeing that actually made me feel like, oh, this is how women are in the real world. You know what I'm saying? This is like, no, these are just the ones that you're coming across or that are available on this app. Not everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? And I caught wind of that whenever I started going out to deliver packages on these routes, and when I would go and visit these people and how they understood my comedic relief, and how, you know, how of a charisma I had, and you know, just how lighthearted and nice that I was, and such a gentleman that I was when it came to when it came to holding conversations, and they got all my jokes and stuff like that, versus me on the dating app and I'm trying to get these jokes off, and it just sounds like I'm either trying too hard, or I'm trying to be funny, but it's not funny enough. You know what I'm saying? Or it might make me sound corny, according to that person. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, once I got away from that and started realizing that I was better off in real life, then that's when I was like, yeah, let me just break out of this chain real quick. So that's why I'm only microdosing social media just a little bit at a time, microdosing. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. Because you have people that go on here, especially on Twitter, that's why I see most of it at. And the Shade Room on Instagram, that too. But I see a lot of that shit too. As a matter of fact, speaking of Shade Room, there was a Shade Room comment I had seen. Let me see. There was a, God damn it. Let me see. Shade Room. Where was that at? Okay. There we go. All right. So I figured it out. So this episode was not supposed to be about social media, because it kind of turned into that, whatever. But this is what a podcast is. We gonna get all these off. Like, I'm trying to be the voice of reason here. So there was something about Meg Thee Stallion, right? Apparently she was in like some sort of like kerfuffle with a label or whatever, like something going on with her label, right? Meg Thee Stallion, of course, everybody know who that is, right? So she's in like kerfuffle with her label, talking about the last album she put out wasn't an album, that was a mixtape. You always want more. So there's a big shitstorm about that. And then Tory Lanez said something along the lines, which I'm paraphrasing. You can go look it up your damn self. But he said something along the lines of about, you know, protecting black women and stuff like that, and you know, whatever the case is, right? The whole synopsis behind what he posted was like, protect black women, right? So then that's why I see all people going down the line, right? All people going down the line talking about, you know, yeah, right message, wrong person. I was like, okay, you got a point there, you know what I mean? Allegedly, which is people are saying now, allegedly, Tory did what he did to Meg, right? Allegedly. Let me just put that out there. Allegedly. You know what I mean? But, you know, he's saying that, and, you know, allegedly what he did to Meg and stuff like that. And you know, I'm just seeing people just go down the line. I'm just like, you motherfuckers have got to be single. Like, y'all have to be. The way y'all like digging into this whole dichotomy about how men ain't protecting black women, And I'm just like, so you mean to fucking tell me that because allegedly Tory's shooting Megan in the foot, you mean to tell me you gonna let that one stain right there immediately start the whole storm of how black men don't protect black women? This is what black men do to black women. Bruh, that's not every fucking where though. Like, get off of social media and just go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you have to do. Just go outside. That's all you have to do. Go outside and see for your fucking self. That's all you have to do. That's literally all you have to do. Just go outside. That's it. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing so many people just digging into this whole dichotomy about how black men ain't protecting black women, and it's so fucking annoying because it goes both ways. It literally goes both ways. But the way these people's minds are set, they're looking at it from a half empty versus a half full perspective. I see it half full. You know what I'm saying? You saying that black men need to protect black women. Okay, now when we do that, who gonna protect us? Once we got them held down and they know we got their back, now how is it about for the other side? Who's got my back? If you're married or you and your boyfriend and girlfriend, y'all tight like that, y'all riding for each other, you got her back, she got your back, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not protect me always. A black woman talks to a black man, protect me always, and then I'll protect you when it's convenient. It don't fucking work that way. It does not work that way. I don't know why people think that that's the way to do it. That's not the fucking way to do it. The same people that say black men should protect black women, they'll be the same ones that say that they shouldn't go 50-50 on bills if they're married. If they stay together, they shouldn't go 50-50 on bills. Them the same people that say that same shit. I'm sure of it. I am positively sure of it. If you are married, y'all are a partnership, y'all are married, y'all are together, y'all stay together, y'all go half and half on bills. I'm old fashioned. That's how my parents came up. They went half and half on bills. If not half and half, then they picked out which ones they were going to pay. Who got what? You got that. I got that. Okay, cool. And all bills taken care of? Bet. I guess you can call it 50-50 on bills. However many bills are set up, y'all pick out which ones y'all going to pay or whatever. Get that squared away. Cool. We good. You know what I mean? So I'll just say it's 50-50 on bills. But them same ones that say black men protect black women, but don't say it the other way around, those are the ones that believe that a man and a woman shouldn't go 50-50 on bills. I am fucking positive that those are the same ones that say that. I'm very, very fucking positive. I am very positive on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, help me help you. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you. I'm protecting you, holding you down, making sure you good. Now, what about after you see that I'm protecting you and holding you down? What about me? What about you? That's pretty much what you're telling me. What about you? You're supposed to protect yourself. Okay, so when I'm down and out, who's supposed to come get me? Instant silence. Yeah, you hear that silence? Loud as motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it's like y'all got to stop getting into this mentality of you supposed to protect me. That's your job. You fucking right. That's my job. But at the same as that time, I need somebody to help protect me. You know what I mean? I can't do all this shit by myself. I need, you supposed to have my back. You want me to protect you? Cool, I can do that. But I need for you to watch my back too. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Any person that feels different, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. I don't have nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to discuss. No, none of that. That shit is whack to me, bro. Like, y'all really around here walking around with that kind of mentality. That shit is stupid. That shit is cancerous. How do you expect a marriage to work if that's how you feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, a marriage don't work like that. It ain't just you and it ain't just him. Y'all work together. So people who walk around saying this shit, y'all gotta be single. If y'all ain't single, I'll pray for your boyfriend. I'm going to pray for that man. I'm going to pray for him. Because either you shitting on him about what he not doing, or you belittling him. You are belittling him every day, somehow, each day. Whether it's blatant, whether it's a big, not big, but whether it's a noticeable, or it might be like low key on the slick tip. Pause. You know what I mean? But that kind of mentality just does not work. So when y'all grow up and find out that when y'all grow up and realize that shit don't work, you know what I mean? You're going to feel stupid about what you said back in the day because you're going to realize that it don't work that way. But, yeah, man, sorry I got on that little tirade, bro, but that's just how I feel about social media, bro. That shit is cancerous sometimes. And, you know, like I said, if you're not rocking with the popular belief, then you're looked at as an outsider, or you're labeled less of a man because you don't feel that same exact way, regardless of what viewpoints that you have on it. You're viewed as less of a man. You'll never have a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Just because people want to project their views onto you, and if you don't become a part of that, then all of a sudden there's something wrong with you. It's like, nah, bro. Like, you stand on where you stand at. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. But I'm not gonna shit on you, which I just did low key. But I'm not gonna shit on you for it. It's just that's not how I ride. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? But people have to just respect the way people view things. It's okay. You know what I mean? Well, it's okay to disagree sometimes, but don't try to shame me, or try to, on a slick tip, try to say, try to say little demeaning shit to try to question my character, or try to question me as a man. You know what I mean? Because who the fuck are you at the end of the day? You just like me. You don't know shit. You don't know shit, and you will never know shit. You just like us. All adults are, and this is what Logic says. As a kid, we thought that adults. I'm sorry, this is probably not what Logic said. I'm paraphrasing, but somewhere along the lines of you think adults know shit, but when you get to be an adult, you find out that adults just don't know shit. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, but you don't know shit just like the next person until you get out there and you figure it out. You know what I mean? Then even then, once you figure it out, the results may vary. That's why they have it in a small print of anything that you see whenever they're talking about a product. Results may vary because everybody's different. Everybody's going to have a different outcome to the shit. It might work for you, might not work for this person. Might work for that person, might not work for the next one. It's just, it's what it is, bro. It is what it is. But, people have got to stop trying to project their whole ideas and their opinions off on the people and try to make them fall in line with that. You've got to stop that. People just have their views. That's just what it is. You got to accept that. So that's that on that, man. Oh my God, I really got to my bag about that. That's crazy, G. Like, I didn't even think I was gonna. I didn't think I was gonna talk that long about social media. Sorry, y'all. I get really heated about social media because it just baffles me that people really think like that, man. You know what I mean? Let's see what's next on the docket. Let's see. So I came across the TikTok of this quote unquote EA Sports employee, where they made a TikTok talking about you might have seen the video yesterday, but it was an EA Sports employee that was saying, like, hey, this is what I experienced when people see me with the EA Sports shirt on. It's like, it's in the game, when's NCAA coming out, fix your game, you know what I mean? Pretty sure it was all lighthearted fun, but I seen it and I was just like, okay. So I was like, I made a comment and I said, like I said, if you've seen the video, you'll know. But I made a comment on it and I said, Jesus Christ, what did I say? I said something along the lines of like, oh, so it's cool to make fun of people who want a better product. That's what's up, or something like that, right? I'm paraphrasing. And she was saying like, no, she's like, wasn't really making fun of anybody. I'm just saying that when I'm out with this shirt, this is the type of stuff that I go through on a daily. And she was like, also, I'm not an EA dev, so I was like, okay, fair enough, whatever. Like the comment, kept pushing. You know what I mean? But, looking at the comment section, people felt the same way. Some people saying, oh, this comment section was just like how I expected it to. You know what I mean? But, it made you think for a second, like, is this how really the employees think of us? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, looking at it now, they're all there for a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, they don't really too much care about the product of the game because they're just there to collect the paycheck. So if you apply that logic to Clint Oldenburg, that's pretty much what his job is. He can say that he's creative director about this, that, and third. He can say that all day long. He can say till his face is blue and the cows come home. Who gives a shit? The point I'm trying to make is he's just there to collect the paycheck. He don't give a damn about none of the shit that we're talking about unless it creates enough tension to the point where you got somebody like Sean O'Grady coming out and saying something along the lines about, hey, okay, we heard your complaints about franchise mode. This is what we're going to do. And still, even then, that bothers me because why does it take to that point to have somebody come out and say, okay, we heard your complaints about franchise mode. This is what we're going to do. Why isn't that same energy held for everything else that is inside of Madden? We're not talking about MUT. We're just talking about the game overall in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to that? You know what I mean? Like, whatever happened to them really saying, okay, so this is what you guys have been saying in the community. What about this, this, and this? Okay, well, regarding that comment, this is what we decided to do. And then they just lay it on down the line. I would respect that a lot more. Even then, I still hold them to a higher regard because I want them to actually follow through with the shit. But, you know, I would respect that a lot more versus them saying, you know, just keeping it radio silence and then only popping out with something that's that game breaking. Like if somebody found like a loophole inside a mud or something like that where they can make a shit ton of coins, or they find a way to get a higher tier card every time. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something like that, they're hella quiet. They don't say nothing. You know what I mean? I can't believe that the franchise mode players actually got something versus the actual game getting a real actual overhaul. That's crazy to me. That's really, really crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was just that on that. So I don't know if any of you guys watched the show called Atlanta, but it's the same guy who Childish Gambino. Y'all know who Childish Gambino is. That's Donald Glover, and hold on, give me a quick second here. So yeah, that's Donald Glover, and season 3 started, I think. What was it? Last Thursday. Season 3 started last Thursday. They aired 2 episodes. Not gonna lie, they were pretty good. But I was actually watching it, right? Because I was actually on the phone, and I was watching it because I was watching the rerun of it too, because I recorded it, and I was gonna watch episode 1 and episode 2 again because I was on the phone talking to this girl, and geez, what was I trying to say? So eventually got to a point where I was watching it, and episode 1 supposedly is the backstory of that's supposed to be the story about the Free Hugs kid. Now, if you don't know about the Free Hugs kid, that was the one where they that picture of the kid that was in tears, black kid, he's in tears, and he had a sign that says Free Hugs, and that was the one where we saw the kid hugging the cop. And that's when you can see the viral and famous picture of the kid in tears when he took the picture. So, excuse me. So supposedly the kid was a foster kid, and I don't really know how old the kid was at that time, but he was a foster kid, and they said, I think in 2018, I think the kid vanished or something like that. They said that his foster family ran a car off the road and killed all the foster kids, and the Free Hugs kid's body was never recovered or something like that. So the actual episode, it gives you the backstory, or it shows the story of that kid. But whenever the car runs off the road, actually, they're saying that the kid actually rolled out the backseat of the car, and while all the rest of the kids died, he was the one that survived. I didn't even, like, tell you the truth, I didn't really even know that's what the first episode was about. Because, you know, like I said, you know, there's so many ways whenever a story that has a loose end, there's so many ways you can tie it up. But Donald Glover went with that ending, whereas the foster family, you know, the foster mom and the other two, the foster moms killed all the kids except for him. He happened to roll out the back, and he happened to escape out of the car while everybody else killed themselves. So, you know, it was kind of weird. It was really, really wild when I went back and watched it. So I was like, You know what I mean? But like I said, if you haven't seen Atlanta, it's a very good show. I think they have season 1 and 2 was up. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check out Atlanta. It's a very, very good show. There's a lot of stereotypes that they cover in that shit. I give you one. You know how to say white people don't really know how to fry chicken. So they in the first episode of season 3, they actually have the kids eating chicken, but it's raw, like it's unseasoned raw. It don't even look cooked. You know what I mean? And they have the dog sitting in the baby seat, and you know how to say white people love dogs. They're so dire over dogs. So they have the dog actually sitting in the high chair where the baby would normally be at, and they got him eating food just like all the rest of the humans. You know how that shit goes. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't seen Atlanta, man, definitely go check that out. It's a damn good show. I love it. I've been hooked ever since. Let's see what else. Let me see. Access Football. If you haven't been following Access Football, I suggest y'all do, man. Access Football is really putting in their work, man. I'm really proud of them, man. Like I give them their flowers every time I talk about them, because it's just, I just wish Madden had that. You know what I mean? I really wish the people at Madden had that kind of honesty and trusted our word and really listened to us. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I really wish that I really wish that EA had that. So every time I see a dev going above and beyond to do what they do, like it makes me so happy. You know what I mean? Like it literally makes me so happy to pick the game up and want to play it because I know that my input actually helped the game become better. You know what I mean? But Access Football said that they have put in, they had two throwing motions that they were putting in, two throwing animations, but they actually upticked it to 50. So there's actually 50 different throwing motions now from the QBs. And I was just like, you know what, man, that gives me chills almost because it's just like, wow, like y'all are putting in this time, you know what I'm saying? So whenever Access Football 2022 drop, best believe I'm getting a copy. You know what I mean? If I, like I said, I'm getting me a copy. But all else fails, I would definitely give me a copy. One last thing. Sunday Rivals. I'm trying to work on a video for Sunday Rivals. I definitely want to be able to. Get something out for that. But they've also been improving too. Like I've seen, follow them on Twitter too. They've also been improving a lot. I gotta do a review video for them too. I gotta like really sit down and get it done. But yeah, definitely Sunday Rivals is going to it's going to be another one to watch too. So I definitely can't wait for that. Let's see what else is what else is out there. Let's see. Damn, dude, what else we got here? Damn, let me see what else we got. Talked about Atlanta, Access Football. Okay, so last and final thing, right? So the last episode, not 11, but I think 10, right? So remember I told y'all about 10, right? So in 10, I told y'all about the girl that I got to know over a bag of Skittles, right? So that fell through. Y'all know the backstory about that. If not, go take a listen. So, you know, I was like, all right, let it for her, right? So I ended up talking to this other lovely woman who's a teacher, right? She's a teacher. I think she's like 31. She's a teacher. And we actually went out on a date, man. We actually really went on a date. Yeah, I know, right? Clap for me. You know what I mean? Clap. You know what I'm saying? So we really went out on a date. You know, just some simple, you know, dinner and a movie. You know what I mean? And we really it was really a it was a surreal thing, man. It felt really good to actually like court someone for a change. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really feel like I felt like I didn't have to try so hard. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I had to appeal to be somebody. I was like really like being myself, you know? And like and she was really forthcoming, really like, you know, really down to earth, humble. You know what I mean? Like those type of people I really want to be around and like get to know because I don't want to be with somebody who's like, you know, over the top, loud, extra. Like, ain't no wrong with that. It's just not for me. You know what I mean? It really ain't for me because I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be with somebody who's chill, you know, level. You know what I'm saying? Got it right up here mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who I want to be around. You know what I mean? I want to be with somebody that's like minded and you know could possibly want to do more. You know, that's what I want to be around. But yeah, it was really cool, man. We saw Uncharted. We saw that movie. Uncharted was really good. I don't believe the hype. Actually, go see Uncharted. It was really good. They did really good bringing 1, 2, 3, and 4 and chopping it up in the store. But they changed a few things in the movie. But like I said, y'all just gotta check it out. Uncharted was pretty good. But actually, first we went to go eat. We went to like this hibachi place. We didn't sit down at an actual hibachi. We just ordered like some Chinese food or whatever. Sat down, ate, talked about different stories about relationships and stuff like that. Did that or whatever. And you know, of course, you know, since it was first time, you know, actually meeting each other, she just met me at the place. So we tailed each other to the place where we went to eat at, and we want to go to the movie theater. And I paid for everything. Let's see. What else did we do? Yeah, so we ate, went to the movies or whatever, and it was really nice, man. It was really nice. You know what I'm saying? She was very very sweet, and yeah, man, it was really cool, man. She appreciated, you know, how nice I was. She said I was a gentleman. You know what I mean? We was in a movie theater, and I never forget this. It's the small things that count, right? You know what I mean? So I offered her a piece of gum that I had. So. I had like that Orbit, I think it's like Sweet Mint or some shit like that. It was pretty good. It's really good gum. And so I got a piece or whatever, so I offered her a piece. She said, yeah, I'll take a piece. So she went ahead and got a piece or whatever. So I had the paper in my hand, so I didn't just stick it in my pocket, and I didn't want to just throw it anywhere. So after she got a piece of gum, I stuck my hand out like, you know, like, I'll take the paper. She looked at me and was like, oh, thank you. I was like, yeah, no problem. Put it back in my pocket, kept watching the movie or whatever. And like I said, it was it was really really cool, man. It felt really good to actually like go out on a date and actually like really like feel like an actual date. Like I didn't feel like I had to try super duper hard. I was just actually just being myself, you know. So it felt really good, man. Yeah, it felt really really good. So I keep you updated on that. Like I said, everything's subject to change. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. But yeah. So that felt really good, man. So that was a nice little rebound to what happened with the other girl. So yeah, but that's a victory in my book. But I'm gonna wrap this thing on up, man. Appreciate all those watch I've shown the videos, man. Everybody watching the podcast. I know this shit does not get a lot of views. I know. But at the end of the day, I appreciate. Sorry, I thought my phone was going off. I appreciate everybody who watches these podcasts. I know I only get like maybe 20 views on them, but I know somebody's out there watching them, and eventually that audience will grow from there. You know what I mean? I understand. I know what my content is, which I know most of the time I post, football videos and stuff like that. I know what my content is, but this is something I really wanted to do. So to anybody who's watching this video, and I'm talking to you directly or listening to this video, whichever you're doing, I thank you. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And please, if you make it all the way to the end of this video and you hear me talking to you right now, let me know in the comment section down below that you watch this podcast. You know what I mean? So eventually at some point in time, I want to thank individually each one of y'all that watch this episode. You know what I'm saying? Or just watching these episodes in general. Because I know this is appealing to somebody out there or some people out there. You know what I mean? So, I always wanted to do a podcast. I always wanted to do it just to really get my voice out there because somebody's going to feel the same way I feel. You know what I mean? Or could possibly offer some better input to it. Whatever the case is. But I appreciate everybody listening to these podcasts, whoever y'all are out there. I appreciate you. If you're seeing this on YouTube, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're listening to it on any other platform, whichever platform I can find to get it on, feel free to drop me a line on Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case is. Like I said, link is in the description box. You got all my social medias on there. Hit one, whichever applies to you, and drop me a line, man. Let me know what y'all think about the podcast, man. Especially if you're listening to it and you like it, man. Let me know that you actually listening to it. You know what I mean? Like that's positive feedback I could really use. You know what I mean? But either way, I'm gonna keep doing this podcast, man, until I can't do it no more. But I'm going to wrap this thing on up, man. Appreciate all the support y'all been showing the videos, man. Make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. On the other platforms, whichever applies to you, whether it's follow, like, subscribe, whatever the case is, man, hit whatever button applies to you. And I appreciate all the support y'all been showing on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Everybody that's watching these videos and these podcasts, listening to them, I appreciate every last one of y'all. I can't thank y'all enough. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's your boy DiVine, and I'm signing out. Peace.